Guys, it's Devus the Wolf here, and welcome to a brand new video. If you've been watching my previous videos, I might even link it in the description or leave it as an end card. If you see my video on my top 5 albums of all time, I'd actually decided to do one or two more videos of that kind of format, you know, top 5 of my favourite things, so you get an overall gist of some of the things that I find are the best in certain different genres. And so today, I thought I'd do my top 5 games of all time. So, without further ado, actually before that, I will give you a disclaimer that all these are in my personal opinion. You can have your opinion, so always feel free to leave any opinions or your top 5s in the comment section below. And without further ado, let us get into this video. Coming in at number 5 is a game that it's actually really impressed me for how long it has lasted over the last about 6 or 7 years now, if not about 5, and how expansive it is compared to its predecessors. And I'm sure that you all know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know that the clickbait channels have clickbaited the fuck out of it. I'm of course talking about Grand Theft Auto 5 or GTA 5. I really love this game because, well, one, I do love Grand Theft Auto, you know, I'm a fucking horrible guy. I'm a horrible human being who likes to fucking run people over in my fucking sports cars and shit. I just like to fuck people's shit up, do heists and shit, and I like GTA 5 since, as I said, it's such an expansive sequel, well, such an expansive continuation of the GTA formula. Seriously, from GTA 4 to GTA 5, there was so many differences, not just graphically, but in the things that you can do in that very game that really impressed me. Like, you went from GTA 4 and being able to do, I don't know, a couple things, to GTA 5 where you can literally do, I don't know, arm wrestling, darts, take shots, fucking go to bed, take a hit from a bong, fucking drive around shit, do races, do transformation series if you're on next gen, heists, fucking, there's so much you can do. There is so much you can do in GTA 5. And that's why it has to come on this list. I love the game, even if it does so at times where it can really piss me off and make me rage. But overall, I love the game itself, both for the story mode and the expansive online mode. The story mode itself, I'd say, is fantastic in how, one, you can get a rating on how you did the mission, so you get a bronze, a silver, or a gold. I'll be honest, I put my hands up, I still haven't fully completed all the missions on gold. I've completed the game multiple times now, but just, there's some missions I can't get gold on. But yeah, I love the game in how it's so much more expansive than the GTAs before it. Some of them really didn't do much to expand. Like, from GTA 3 to about GTA 4, there wasn't much of a change per se. I don't want to be mean, but seriously, like, between GTA 3, the first 3D Grand Theft Auto, to GTA 4 about, there wasn't many changes. The only major change started coming in about GTA 4, as well as the expansions to that, which was episodes from the city. The only real expansions to that were one, the graphics, the certain vehicles, and then some of the things that you could do. But other than that, there wasn't really many changes until now, until GTA 5. Because GTA 5 has made it so there's so much to do. I know sometimes it can actually be a bad thing, because sometimes it's both for choice, you just don't know what to do. But overall, it's fantastic in how there's so much you can do around the map. There's so much, yeah, so much freedom of choice, and that's why it has to come in at number 5. Now, let's move on to number 4. 4 is actually quite a bit different from Grand Theft Auto, and it's kind of a game that got confused with Grand Theft Auto actually, and it's a racing game, Gran Turismo. Now, not just any Gran Turismo in particular, Gran Turismo 5. That one is a lot better in the way of The physics are a lot more tighter, even though that sometimes can be a bit of a bastard. The driving line is more accurate and tells you when to brake. It also directs you the best way to take a corner on that. And even the amount of vehicles that are in Gran Turismo compared to, like, I don't know, the first Gran Turismo or even the third. So it's nice that the fifth one has such an array of cars. I mean, you even get to do go-karting. Seriously, you get to play as a fucking go-kart and just fucking go around the track. It's fun, but, you know, also, it can't come without its, you know, letdowns. The go-karts only go so fast, which is kind of true. I mean, go-karts have only got, like, tractor engine in them, so they're not going to go that very fast. But overall, it's really fun. Seriously. Gran Turismo 5, there's many different tracks, expanding over different types of weather, from snow to dirt to tarmac, to even, like, you know, off-roading and stuff like that. And even in, actually don't think in jungle, but, like, even highways and stuff like that. There's so many different variations of tracks that you can go on, compared to the original, where you only had, like, I think it was about 6 tracks. And this one has many real tracks, as well as many of their own, you know, original tracks at high-speed ring. So, Gran Turismo 5 definitely has to come on this list. Even if racing games aren't my favourite kind of games, it's definitely a good one that is up there. So it's at number 4. Anyways, let us move on to number 3. Number 3 would definitely have to go to, well, number 3 and number 2 would have to go to, sadly. I know people are going to criticise me for this, but yes, number 3 and number 2 are going to be going to Call of Duty games. I know, I'm fucking an idiot. But these are the best Call of Duty games which made the game actually appeal to me. And that would have to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare for this one. Seriously, Modern Warfare was like one of the first Call of Duty games I properly played. I properly played for the campaign, I played the multiplayer and stuff like that, and it was a fantastic game. One of the first-person shooter games I ever played, and it was fantastic to play. Like, I played it on my Xbox 360 and it was fantastic. I keep saying fantastic a lot. It was an amazing game. I nearly said it again, didn't I? It was an amazing game, especially the campaign. Fucking, the campaign is heart pumping. You know, it's not this, you know, just fight so many enemies for so long and all this shit. In some missions it really can be, and the stealth sections can be a bit daunting if you don't know what you're doing. But seriously, overall, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, especially the campaign, is one of my favourite video games of all time for the fact that, one, it was the first FPS shooter that I played other than Doom, and the campaign is really fantastic. It was really something new. You know, the campaign actually really got me actually emotional. Like when you see Captain Price and that, and I think it's Gaz or something like that get killed. Well, I don't think Captain Price exactly. Actually, I think he does. And then you kill the enemy in the game, which I can't remember exactly his name. That was just fantastic for an ending. And then, you know, Salt McTavish, she gets airlifted away, and it's fantastic. It was a great ending to such an introduction to the world of FPS shooters. Anyways, let's move on to number 2, because, well, it's going to be another card game. I'm sure if you're a COD fan, you would agree with me on this position. I love the Call of Duty games, but this one really was the turning point of where I started to actually like Call of Duty and really, you know, get invested in it. That would have to go, this position would have to go to Call of Duty Black Ops. The first fucking Call of Duty game I ever played, you know, and could play the campaign 100%, you know, and got a very good grade on it, and got all the intel and stuff like that, so it's a bit of a collective element. I completed every stealth section without getting caught, and the ending to the campaign was mind-blowing, seriously. Like the last 3 missions, sorry for spoilers, the last 3 missions go from the protagonist of the game, Alex Mason, discovering that his best friend, who he escaped the Russian prison, fucking hell, Russian prison. I can't say that. Russian prison of Vorkuta. His best friend Viktor Reznov, who was from actually I believe World at War. And you know Mason, even though Reznov died of Vorkuta, Alex Mason always believed that he was still with him, which is like a form of PTSD, I believe. Actually, no. Suffering from grievance, so you don't want to believe that they're not there. So you will believe they are there. And like the last three missions are him going after like the three people who were causing all this, Kravchenko, Steiner and Dragovich, and he ends up killing all of them, especially in the last mission, which is so fucking awesome, where they get shit done, they come to save the day and stop the Cuban Missile Crisis, as well as the Nova 6 outbreak and the brainwashing. So I really love that campaign because it's one of the most badass campaigns that, you know, I played for 100%. And then we move on to multiplayer. That was actually very innovative multiplayer. I love the way... Now, I know they introduced this in Modern Warfare, but I really like how they switched up the, loadout screens in multiplayer so you could really change a lot. Like your perks, your tacticals, there's so much you could change and perfect your loadout for multiplayer. And you could always unlock certain attachments and stuff like that for certain guns. And it was amazing to have because you could always experiment with different weapons, which would be more effective in a multiplayer match. Now, I'm mainly talking before, the game sadly became obsolete and all the fucking hackers and fucking modders come onto the map and like, I got a really fast gun because of modding, It's like, fuck's sake. Like, back in the day, I could win many matches. These days, no, because of all the fucking modders and shit and the campers. But I'm not going to get into that. Overall, pre-obsolescence, Black Ops had a fantastic multiplayer. And, without further ado, it was the first game that I played zombies on. Fuck me sideways. Zombies was a fantastic mode that I discovered. I know it wasn't the first time Zombies was introduced. Zombies was first introduced in World at War. But this was the first time I played Zombies, and what a fucking introduction that was. Fucking Kino to 2005. Yes, sadly I didn't get to play the DLC maps until the remaster Zombies Chronicles in Black Ops 3. But seriously, I love maps like Ascension, Moon, and fucking... I even like Shangri-La a bit, even if there's still criticisms I have for it being like very difficult, especially with the traps can affect you too, and it can be quite cramped. But other than that, I love Call of Duty Black Ops. I know people will be like, well, why didn't you play it first place? Because there's a game that's more than special to my heart than Black Ops. And so, let us get in to the number one spot on this list. Now, funnily enough, the number one game is actually one of the most old, even if it has a remaster from 2014. This is a game I have been playing since around about the age of 6 or 7, and it's a game I still love to play to this day. I am of course talking about Oddworld. Fucking Oddworld. Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus, Munch's Odyssey, and even Stranger's Wrath. And even the remastered new and tasty, and I'm fucking looking forward to Soulstorm. I really love the Oddworld quintology. It's a fantastic, game. Which just started off pretty much as a game that took 3 years in production, and it started off as just like a 2D, 3D, cinematic platformer, where you're just some, basically idiot who works in a massive, polluting meat factory called Rupture Farms, and one night you're waxing the floors and you're Employee of the Year at that time, and you accidentally, stumble in on the bosses of the company, all talking about how all the paramites and scraps, which are like the animals of the world, have been turning up thin because they're a meat factory and they're killing them all. And I thought, since all the profits were going down, there was like, oh, what are we going to solve this? And Mullock, who's the boss of that company, thought, well, if there's no more paramites and scraps to chop up, let's chop up our own fucking employees as a last bit attempt to make a profit. And that is literally what they decided to do. to make Madokan pops, to fucking kill their own employees, to get one last profit. And Abe, seeing this, was in a panic. And so he runs away to become basically the shaman or the god of the Madokans. The savior. Well, that is if you rescue enough, because this game has, even though it doesn't tell you, it doesn't force any ideologies in your face. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, and Abe's Exodus, and even Monster's Odyssey all have what's known as a karma system. A karma system. So, the amount of Madokans you save affects how likely you are to get the good ending. In the original Abe's Odyssey, you had 99 Madokans to save in total, but as long as you saved over 50 or so, you get the good ending. And in the remastered, it went from 299. Same as Abe's Exodus. As long as you got 150 Madokans saved, you get the good ending. And if you didn't, suddenly you get the bad ending. And that's what I used to get as a kid. I used to get the bad ending a lot because I wasn't really that brainy. Seriously, there's a lot that Oddworld test your brain on. Like, it doesn't force any ideologies in your face. It doesn't exactly even expect you to know what to do. It just kind of says, do what you will. And, the outcome will show you the consequences of your actions. And that's why I get the bad ending a lot, because some of the bad guys in that game are so fucking hard to get past. Like, even the base enemies, the Sligs, like the ones that, patrol rupture farms to keep all the Madokans in check. They are, in the original, they are so fucking trigger happy. And even if they're asleep, as soon as they get up, they'll look at you, fucking shoot you. Let's just say that resulted in a lot of rage quitting and fucking crying my eyes out. Especially the Slig's best friends, the Slogs, which is Oddworld's version of dogs. Fucking hell. They are ruthless, and once they start chasing you, you better run, because the Slogs in this game were really fast, and if they got to you, you're dead. Seriously, Abe in this game was a fucking sack of shit. Abe back then was like a one-hit fucking kill, which I kind of actually preferred compared to New and Tasty, and it had made it a little bit more easy where they give you health so you can take more hits, which I kind of can agree with because it is really hard. Except when you put it in hard mode, which goes back to the original Oddworld, where it was like one-hit fucking kills, which I kind of agree with because I'd like to play the original instead of having all this health shit. And I can't say enough just how much I love Oddworld for its connections and its slight subliminal messages about basically capitalism must die and shit. And I kind of agree what they're saying. We shouldn't be so harsh on animal life. We shouldn't be so greedy and kill all the animals. I think we should still have the conservation programs and conserve all wildlife, because eventually, if something like Oddworld happened, we'd all be screwed. Anyways, that's been my rant on Oddworld, and how it's one of my favourite games of all time, especially for a PS1 game from like 1996 or 1997. And so, let us round off this video. That was my top 5 video games of all time. I really hope you enjoyed this because, well, I enjoyed making it for one. And I enjoy talking to you guys about some of my favourite things and let you guys gain an insight into some of the stuff I like, and, some of my personal preferences. I will disclaim that Call of Duty isn't exactly my favourite game of all time. It's still high up there. It's better than FIFA. I don't really like that personally. But, I still like Call of Duty, even if it has its issues. And, I love all these games pretty much equally, because, one, they are from different genres, and some of them are older and some of them are newer. But overall, these are all my favourite games. I know people are also going to criticise me saying, oh, GTA 5 ain't that old to be one of your favourite games of all time. I kind of know that, but really, it has done very well. As I said, it really has impressed me how it's lasted from like 2013 in September to fucking now, and it's still going on with so many different updates, so many different new things being added in. GTA has really impressed me. So has Call of Duty with everything's changed up, other than World War II, because World War II has been a bit of a shit show. But Call of Duty, GTA, and that are all some of my favourite gaming franchises, and they've all improved in certain areas, except for Call of Duty, which needs to learn. But other than that, overall, I love all these games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would very much appreciate it if you'd leave a like. And if you really enjoyed the video and would like to see more from myself, I try to upload on a 3-day basis, like every 3 days, but, you know, otherwise every other day. I would say consider subscribing today, because I love to make videos for my subscribers and my viewers. Also, I would wish my target for this year is to try and hit 250 or 300 subscribers by the end of the year. So any help towards that would be a godsend. You know, you don't have to, but hey, I very much appreciate it, man, if you'd subscribe today. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful week too. And Devus out.